ceasefire deal between Israel and Hamas paves the way for return of hostages. The question we ask, is this a temporary truce or will this finally bring permanent peace in the region? Amidst Imran Khan's rising popularity, Khan gets yet another conviction in yet another case. Will this mean the end of the phenomena called Imran Khan, or will this hit the Sharif juggernaut? We decode. India continues to be the fastest growing economy in the world. World Bank projects 6.4% growth rate for this year and 6.5% next year for the Indian economy. President-elect Donald Trump is set to be sworn in on the 20th of January. From global tech CEOs to big leaders, it will be a star-studded affair. His welcome ball has raised record donations. While Xi Jinping has been invited, Putin has not. The world waits as the Trump era is set to begin in 48 hours. Bangladesh's descent continues. The country's Reform Commission recommends removal of the word secularism from constitution, even as Pakistani army is all set to visit Bangladesh for joint military activity. Should India be worried? And the world's largest religious gathering begins in Kumbh. Over 400 million people, or the size of the entire Europe, is set to visit Prayagraj over the next 45 days in search for moksha, or salvation, at the holy place of Triveni Sangam. All right, our big story this evening. As Israel and Hamas seal the deal in Doha, the world is now holding its breath. A three-phase hostage release and ceasefire agreement was finalized early Friday, marking a turning point in the 15-month-long bloody war. Yet we ask, will this be the foundation for a lasting resolution, or is this, well, wishful thinking? Hostage releases are the first step in what is going to be a very broad arrangement. Israel hopes that this will be a broader regional shift. After all, previous deals in the region have been marked by promises that have been broken before the ink even dried. But this agreement goes beyond just Israel and Hamas, because this war has been more than just about Israel and Hamas. It reshaped the entire West Asia. Lebanon is now looking at the promise of a political framework without Hezbollah calling the shots. Syria under Assad was once a key part of Iran's proxy network. But this war consumed Assad's regime, and with it, the present political order, which had an Assad in it for half a century. Well, Iran is at its weakest position it has been since the Islamic Revolution in 1979. And as for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, there is too much on the line to not say yes to this deal. The deal offers an opportunity to cement its broader interests in the region. A weakened Iran may be more open to nuclear talks with the US. And with Netanyahu being in Trump's good books, Israel sees a huge opportunity to engage in negotiations that would be more favorable for it on a long-term basis. And post the ceasefire, the Trump administration may accelerate normalization of ties between Israel and Saudi Arabia, which could be another win for Netanyahu. Israel may also hope this deal will cement ties with the Gulf and the entire region and ensure the Jewish settlements that are there in West Bank are given their due political place. But for all the political calculus, lingering worries persist. What happens on the 43rd day when the phase one of this deal finishes? Previous ceasefires have collapsed at the first hint of violation. And there's no shortage of skeptics. Israel has been clear that not a dime will flow into Gaza reconstruction until Hamas is disarmed and sitting at the negotiating table. Well, this could mean too much, and it could actually mean a long-term stagnation for Gaza and the people of Gaza. Well, as for Palestinians, the only thing I can say is that the possibility of a Palestinian state is more tangible now than it has ever been, maybe in the last 20 years. But with so many moving parts, so many players pulling in different directions, will these hopes ever take root, or will they be buried under layers of diplomacy and distrust? This agreement represents a high-stakes gamble, but it also raises hard questions. Can any peace hold in a region that is defined by fractured trust and shifting allegiances? Well, viewers, the next few days, especially as the deal progresses through its phases, will be a test of both Trump's threats as well as his political capital. All right, the wide-angle story on the show. Mahakumbh is a confluence of spirituality, ancient Hindu traditions and wisdom. And it is not just Indians that are flocking to the center of Hindu beliefs, but those from far-flung countries like Fiji and Guyana. In fact, visitors from over 70 countries are here to experience the Shahi Snan. And with the next 45 days set to witness the largest congregation of humanity in Prayagraj, the Uttar Pradesh government is doing everything it can to make the Kumbh a once-in-a-lifetime experience. This report tells you why it's time to head to Prayagraj. Every 12 years, the city of Prayagraj comes alive to host the Kumbh Mela, one of the largest religious gatherings in the world. But 2025 is not like any other Kumbh Mela. The rare planetary placement this year has made it the most auspicious in 144 years. The moon, sun, Mercury and Jupiter aligning together makes the Mahakumbh the most auspicious Kumbh Mela, essentially a once-in-a-lifetime experience, attracting all those who wish to experience the gathering and its significance, either out of their religious beliefs or just out of curiosity. The scale of the Mahakumbh is mind-boggling. 400 million, or the entire size of Europe, is expected to visit in just 45 days. And more than 7 crore people have already taken the holy dip at the Triveni, one of the most sacred places in Hinduism, one where the 3 holy rivers of Ganga, Jamuna and Saraswati come together. It is believed that a dip at Triveni allows one to wash away their sins of this life and align with the path of salvation, or moksha, something that people world over are flocking to achieve. The global appeal of Kumbh is for all to see. With Sanskrit having found roots in Germany, Poland, Japan and many other countries, foreign tourists and believers have flocked in from over 180 countries. There are a large number of foreign tourists and believers all over Mahakumbh.
Very excited because it's such a huge opportunity to take part in this Kumbh.
We were surprised, it's so nicely arranged.
I feel like we came to a very pure place.
The sheer numbers are unnerving. Imagine the size of Portugal congregating at a single place on a single day. This has been possible since Kumbh is witnessing the perfect blend of tradition with technology. From using AI tools to monitoring 1,800 CCTV footage, to deployment of drones, to mobile tracking apps, to estimate crowd via active devices. Kumbh is witnessing all of it. The successful running of the Kumbh is testimony to India's ability to conduct big-ticket, large events where millions come at one point. Everyone from the Naga sadhus to the billionaires, from global celebrities to the common man, are at the Sangam Ghat in search for the ultimate peace and salvation. And along the way, they are experiencing the cultural extravaganza of this festival, showcasing India's rich, diverse and ancient cultural heritage passed on through generations and centuries. All right, shifting gears to the other big story that we are tracking on the show today. The H1-B visa program is set for a major change and it kicks in today. Streamlining the approval process, enhancing flexibility and strengthening the program integrity are the clear reasons why it's being done. But let's tell our viewers what's really changing. First up, the definition of a specialty occupation is getting a facelift. The new rule clarifies the criteria for what qualifies as a specialty job, especially for non-profit and government research organization places that won't be affected by the annual visa cap. This means greater opportunities for both employers and skilled foreign workers in sectors that are crucial for innovation. For students on F1 visas, there's a silver lining too. The new regulations offer automatic gap extensions, which means lower and fewer disruptions when it comes to work authorizations as they transition to H1-B status. Essentially, it means a smoother path from student status to skilled worker status. But it's not just about easing transitions. The revamped system will allow faster processing for applicants already holding H1-B visas, cut down the waiting times. Plus, for certain beneficiaries with stakes in their own companies, the rules now make it possible for them to qualify for H1-B status under reasonable conditions. To avoid abuse, the rule sharpens the focus on enforcement, empowering authorities to carry out inspections and impose penalties as far as non-compliance is concerned. Employers will have to show they have a legit need for skilled workers. The clock is ticking as the new regulations assume full force. A revised form, which is Site 129, which petitions for non-immigrant workers will be mandatory, leaving no room for old paperwork. Expect a preview of the new form on the USCIS website soon. In short, this update is a game changer for US employers and foreign talent alike, streamlining processes and boosting efficiency. Now, in India, whether you're a student looking to transition or whether you are running a company on the hunt for the next big innovation, these changes could actually very well rewrite the rules of the game. All right, on that note, we slip into a very short break. We come back on the other side to talk about how India has outwit Pakistan in Afghanistan. Stay with us.
What's wrong with the car?
It's okay, lads. I'm with the AA. Bombay mix.
Because the AA has more expert patrols across the country, you'll be back on the road in no time. No wonder more people choose the AA. Join today.
Hi, it's Phoebe from Auto Trader's monthly electric car giveaway, and we're pleased to say that you've won a brand new electric car.
It's a dream, honestly, it really is a dream. Oh my god. Me and my boyfriend talk about the Auto Trader competition every single month. I was waiting for the know you ever won.
With retirement round the corner, I want to spend more time with my family and less time worrying about the numbers. Which reminds me.
Welcome to British Seniors, the UK's #1 rated provider of over 50s life insurance.
Hi, I'd like a quick quote.
No problem. We're proud to offer our seniors lifetime guarantee. With 100% of claims having been paid, we guarantee your premiums will never go up and that you'll speak to one of our specialists in the UK. UK residents aged 50 to 80 are guaranteed to be accepted. Depending on your age, your loved ones can get a cash payout up to £10,000.
And that money could help with funeral costs or even as a gift for the grandkids. I'll do it.
Plus, when you sign up, you'll receive a £135 gift card and free 24/7 GP advice and health services.
You got them all right, that's amazing.
Be proud to protect your loved ones with British Seniors. To get a free quote today, call our UK team on 0800 977 5808 or visit britishseniors.co.uk.
Quidco gives you cashback every time you shop on over 5,000 brands. It always pays to Quidco. Sign up and start saving today. Visit quidco.com.
I'll fix him, love. Poor pet. Just shows you never know what's going to happen. Which reminds me, I need to protect the life we've built. That's why I'm looking into smart family life insurance.
Hi, I'd like a quick quote, please. OK. You can choose a benefit amount up to £750,000, depending on your age. If you're a UK resident aged 18 to 64, you can apply with just a few health and lifestyle questions. For £250,000 of cover, the price starts at just £14.77 a month.
That's less than I thought. And it could help my husband with the mortgage.
Just like families, not all life insurance is the same. That's why we offer the Smart Family Guarantee.
That's good to know.
You'll also receive a 100% advance in the event of terminal illness and 10% cash back on your first year's premiums. That's the Smart Cashback. Plus, you'll also get your choice of a £125 gift card.
Protect the life you've built the smart way. To get a free quote today, call our specialist UK team on 0800 977 5753 or visit smartinsurance.co.uk.
Now we move on to the next category, which is the Youth Icon of the Year. And for this, मैं एक बार फिर से request करूँगी आशा पारेख जी का स्टेज पर आने के लिए और साथ ही invite करेंगे मयंक अग्रवाल जी को, CEO Gallant Group of Industries, to join us on stage for this next category of awards.
Ananya Pandey.
Congratulations, Ananya. And Ananya Pandey, actor, is getting this award for her advocacy work on combating cyberbullying, growing achievements in the film industry, and strong influence on social media. And that's what makes Ananya Pandey NDTV Youth Icon of the Year 2024. She represents a blend of...
Once upon in Islamabad's geopolitical game, Taliban has turned the tables, launching attacks of its own and testing Pakistan's borders. And if that wasn't enough, Islamabad now finds itself in the ironic position of watching India, its bitter rival, cozy up to Taliban. It seems the strategic depth Pakistan once sought has now turned into an unbearable quagmire of miscalculations. This report tells you the story in detail. Pakistan's long-standing partnership with the Taliban have always been framed as a strategic pursuit of depth in Afghanistan, one designed to keep its arch-rival India at arm's length. The idea was simple: support the Taliban and you gain a powerful proxy on your western border. But as the world knows only too well, geopolitical strategies often play out like a bad comedy, and Pakistan is now the punchline of its own creation. For decades, Islamabad fed the Taliban, training, arming and fostering their cause. It was supposed to pay off, and Afghanistan under Taliban rule, serving as a strategic buffer against India. But today, Pakistan's strategic depth has turned into an unbearable depth of confusion. Instead of influencing Kabul, Pakistan now finds itself the target of Taliban attacks and cross-border strikes. The same group it nurtured has become an unwelcome neighbor, launching retaliatory assaults and challenging Pakistan's territorial claims along the Durand line. In fact, the country witnessed a 40% increase in militant attacks in 2024. More than 900 Pakistani civilians and security forces killed in just 1 year. Most of these attacks were mounted by the TTP. It's as if Pakistan is now being punished by karma itself. In late December, Pakistani airstrikes on Taliban-held Afghan territory killed TTP members, only for Kabul to retaliate, claiming the lives of 46 civilians. And in the aftermath, Islamabad remained silent, pretending the counter-strikes never happened. But then something unexpected occurred. India stepped in. In a move that stunned Pakistan's strategists, New Delhi condemned Pakistan's actions, aligning itself with the Taliban's narrative. But that was just the beginning. Just days later, India's Foreign Secretary met with Taliban's Foreign Minister in Dubai, marking the highest level engagement between India and the Taliban since Kabul fell in 2021. Suddenly, Pakistan is watching helpless as India grows closer to the very regime it once considered a foe. New Delhi is offering aid, facilitating trade through Iran's Chabahar port, and even assisting with Afghanistan's refugee crisis. The bottom line is simple. Pakistan's decades of duplicity have backfired. As the old adage goes, the Taliban bites the hand that once fed it. And in the theatre of geopolitics, this absurd drama has only just begun. On Inside Story, we talk more about Pakistan. Well, it has an Imran Khan problem. Whether it's the army, its deep state, its government led by Shahbaz Sharif, all have been trying to find a solution to their Imran Khan problem. And they have only one solution, keeping him in jail on yet another case. So there's another case of misuse of power in which Imran Khan has been convicted yet again. His legal troubles have been compounding ever since he left office as Prime Minister. He now faces over 150 cases, is already serving 3 jail terms which are running concurrently. But this strategy will not solve Sharif or the army chief's problem. Imran Khan is popular. His popularity is unfazed by his long jail terms. His clarion calls are being answered by his supporters, and he has remained undeterred in his demands regarding an election audit and rollback of the law that made the Supreme Court of Pakistan a puppet of the army. But this new conviction will make matters worse for Shahbaz Sharif. Trump 2.0 begins in less than 3 days. And as of now, the Sharif government has no lines of communication with Team Trump. In fact, there's not even been a phone call. On the contrary, Imran Khan and Donald Trump have some rapport. It's unclear if Trump will wade into Imran Khan's messy incarceration, but what's clear is that the fresh conviction is unlikely to help Shahbaz Sharif break ice with Donald Trump anytime soon. All right, turning our attention to the other very important story on India's sense. After years of icy relations, a Bangladeshi general has crossed the line into Pakistan, signaling a thaw in ties. But as the two nations warm up, India is watching closely, wary of a possible storm that may brew in its backyard. Could this new alliance reignite old tensions and tip the region towards conflict? Our next report unpacks the growing concerns along India's border due to growing proximity between Bangladesh and Pakistan's military. Take a look.
A top Bangladeshi military official, Lieutenant General S.M. Kamarul Hassan, has visited Pakistan. A first for the two countries with a bitter past. The visit to Pakistan's general headquarters in Rawalpindi signals a warming relationship with discussions surrounding military cooperation and regional security. But beneath the surface of these renewed ties, an unsettling narrative is emerging, one that India is closely monitoring. Since Sheikh Hasina's ousting in Bangladesh last year, the military ties between Pakistan and Bangladesh have suddenly thawed. High-level meetings, including one with Pakistan's army chief, have underscored a stronger defense relationship, something that was never to happen given the wounds of rape, torture and brutality that Bangladeshis nurtured for decades. Could this new alliance signal the rise of anti-India rhetoric on India's eastern and western borders? For years, the Bangladesh army, shaped by decades of Pakistani influence post-1971, distanced itself from Islamabad's reach. But with this shift, India faces the possibility of a strategic recalibration in its backyard, as a potential military training agreement between Pakistan and Bangladesh takes shape. The first Pakistani-led training module for Bangladesh Army officers is set to begin in February 2025 at Main Singh Cantonment. This could reignite concerns of Bangladesh being drawn back into Pakistan's fold, as extreme elements are being mainstreamed just like Islamabad has always done so. In the northeast, India is already on high alert. Explosives from Pakistan have reportedly found their way into Bangladesh, heightening security concerns. As Bangladesh warms up to Pakistan, its border tensions with India are becoming routine. As both sides clash over border infrastructure, India is adamant about securing its land and preventing cross-border crimes. With 81% of the 4,156-kilometer border now fenced, India is determined to keep its defences strong. But the implications of these border disputes could turn the region into a powder keg, ready to ignite at the slightest spark. As tensions simmer, India's military readiness along the Bangladesh border remains unwavering. The question remains, will this thaw in Bangladesh-Pakistan relations pull the region back into a dangerous spiral of conflict? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear. India will not lower its guard.
All right, viewers, as we wrap things up, on your screens is the QR code. Scan it for all the latest stories, views, news, perspectives, and the big interviews. That's all the time I have in this edition of India Sense. Thanks so much for watching, viewers. Thank you, and see you next week.
Sign up and start saving with Quidco today. Get cashback every time you shop on over 5,000 brands. It always pays to Quidco.
This poor creature is a lion, trapped in a cold, bare cage, alone. Terribly malnourished, just skin and bone. How can anyone simply leave a lion to rot and die? Right now,